today's digital age, staying ahead of the curve is crucial for success. Turabo Business School is committed to empowering the next generation of leaders with the skills they need to thrive. We present you our special computer training exclusively designed for SS3 and JSS3 graduates. Our comprehensive program covers a wide range of topics, including Microsoft Word, master the art of document creation and editing, unlock the power of data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Access, learn to manage and analyze database, Microsoft PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences, graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills, Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals, programming using web design, build dynamic websites and web applications, database development, learn to design and manage databases, UI/UX design, create user-friendly and intuitive interfaces. At the Turabo Business School, we believe in creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Our experienced instructors will guide you every step of the way, providing you with hands-on training and mentorship. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a competitive edge. Contact us today to learn more about our program and register for the next session. Call 080-6026-9140, 070-6342-8464 or 090-1010-8844 between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Turabo Business School.
Welcome to the broadcast of news at 9 p.m. on Som TV, your source for truth, clarity, and stories that matters. This is not just news, it's the pulse of the nation. Stay informed. Follow us on Facebook at Som TV and catch our live stream on YouTube at Som TV Live. Now let's take a look at tonight's top headlines. Gombe begins payments of backlog benefits to local government retirees, inaugurates agency heads. Police arrest 59-year-old serial impersonator posing as top officials. Dangote Refinery exports 1 million tons of petrol in 50 days, targets urea export leadership. International news. U.S. exceeds UNESCO again over anti-Israel bias. Globalized agenda. Business news. Nigeria cuts debt servicing below 50% of revenue as reserve and others. Entertainment news. That the Shoki credit Wizkid's KC for Instagram introduction. Sport news. Onome AB names Osheng Plumtree successor held Super Falcons' defensive strength. I am Bridget James and now the news in full. In a renewed effort to uphold workers' welfare and strengthen institutional leadership, Gombe State Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahya has flagged off the payment of backlog benefits for local government retirees. The event also featured the inaugurations of newly appointed chairman and board members of various government agencies in the state. Som TV correspondent Hamal Kamajo has the details. Police in Kaduna State have arrested a 49-year-old man, Aminu Yerima, for allegedly impersonating top government officials and security chiefs across Nigeria. The suspect from Binchi local government area in Kano State was apprehended at his residence in Kefi, Nasarawa State, following weeks of surveillance and intelligence gathering. Authorities said Yerima confers to posing as governors of Kaduna, Nasarawa, and Ondo State, as well as the head of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission and the Federal Inland Revenue Service. He also allegedly impersonated the wives of prominent politicians, the Inspector General of Police, and the Force Public Relations Officer. Police recovered 5 phones, 23 SIM cards, and contact records of high-ranking officials. The Kaduna State Police Command described the arrest as a significant breakthrough in efforts to combat impersonation and fraud. The suspect is under investigation and will be charged after inquiries are complete. Police reaffirms their commitment to tackling impersonations and protecting the public. Aliko Dangote, president of the Dangote Group, has announced that the Dangote refinery has exported approximately 1 million tons of premium motor spirit over the past 50 days, starting from early June. Speaking at the Regional Energy Forum, Dangote highlighted the refinery's growing export capacity and its impact on Nigeria's energy sector. He also projected that Nigeria will overtake Egypt within 16 months to become Africa's largest exporter of urea. Citing ongoing investments in productions and distributions, Dangote emphasized the need for Africa to refine all the petroleum products it consumes, arguing that the continent must take ownership of its energy resources and reduce dependency on imports. His remark comes amidst broader calls for regional energy, self-sufficiency, and industrialization.
Today, Nigeria has actually become a net exporter of refined products. Actually, before I came on the podium, I asked my people how many tons we actually exported of PMS. In the last, from June beginning to date, we have exported about 1 million tons of PMS. This lasts, 50 days. We have now polypropylene. By the time at our full production, Nigeria can only consume 30% of our own consumption. And we did the same with urea. And urea, we're actually, producing now 3 million tons. Indorama producing 3 million tons. So really, for you to know, Nigeria is actually catching up, is going to beat Egypt in the next 16 months. And will be the biggest exporter of urea in Africa. This is a historic turnaround. And with our LPG production of 2,500 tons per day, we are working to encourage more homes to increase the LPG consumption or utilization. And we are just getting started. Very soon the refinery will be listed to give all Nigerians the opportunity to become shareholders. We are open to partnerships with African governments, private investors, and regional institutions. Our vision is simple but ambitious. Africa should refine or utilization, and we are just getting started. Very soon the refinery will be listed to give all Nigerians the opportunity to become shareholders. We are open to partnerships with African governments, private investors, and regional institutions. Our vision is simple but ambitious. Africa should refine all the petroleum products it consumes. Right?
Continuing his remark at the Global Commodity Insight Conference on West Africa Refined Fuel Market, Aliko Dangote disclosed that the Dangote Group acquired over 2,700 hectares of land for its refinery, an area roughly 7 times the size of Victoria Island in Lagos. He lamented that a prominent company, which he chose not to name, had supplied the project with faulty equipment. Dangote suggested the action was likely intentional and said The setback delayed the refinery's takeoff by 2 full years.
And they are still not yet there. At peak, we had total over 67,000 people working at site, of which 50% of them are Nigerians. So coordinating around the clock across hundreds of disciplines of nationalities. Then, of course, we now came through COVID, of which actually set us back about 2 years. But I think we must be thankful to the government because despite the COVID, China and India, based on the written note by the president then, may so rest in peace, they allowed us to operate and allow us to charter planes and bring in people to continue. So but we continue at a very lower phase. But we persevered. We built not only the refinery but also a seaport because the existing port capacities in Nigeria couldn't actually handle over 60% of our equipment. And you can also imagine that we brought in 150,000 containers. A majority of them we had to go through Lome and keep bringing them, in. We also had over 2,600 of heavy equipment in the construction company, over 1,000 vehicles, and 330 cranes of 100 tons and above. We even actually built the world's largest granite quarry because nobody could supply us with the quarry, which is about 10 million tons. But most of the hurdle actually, was assisted through the cooperation by NMDPRA to assist in terms of accelerating the construction.
On Tuesday, security personnel at the National Assembly in Abuja barred suspended Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Adohan from entering the complex, despite a federal high court ruling nullifying her suspension. She arrived with activists Aisha Yusufa, Mama P, Randy, and a crowd of supporters, prompting a standoff at the gate. Yusufu confronted the officers, while tensions escalated as supporters chanted and attempted to force entry before marching in protest. Speaking to journalists afterwards, Akpoti-Adohan accused Senate President Godswill Akpabio of defying the Crown judgment and acting above the Constitution. She condemned the Senate's actions as violations of the rule of law and announced plans to seek redress at the appellate court. The Senate leadership has not responded.
We don't intend to pass here. We only saw her up to the gate because she's supposed to resume today. The people of Kogi Central are lacking representation, and the court has averted that injustice. So can she please go through? Okay.
Please tell us your name. What's your name?
Okay, so do you mind?
What's your name, sir?
I'm Senator Natasha.
Tell us your name.
And your office is central. And considering the fact that we have only 4 women at the Senate and it's Nigerian population, the women population, that means
Excuse me, please.
Are you pushing with you? Gentlemen, you are a staff of the National Assembly. You are the security. Okay, so may I know why a staff of the National Assembly was stopped a serving senator? from walking into the chambers to commence her functions and representing her people who have duly given her the mandate.
Go, remove your hand
as
from my
elected
shoulder.
and as sworn in with duly issued a certificate of return by INEC to carry out her constituted functions. So may I know why a security from the National Assembly will stop the 7 senators from working? And can I see written authority of your mandate to stand here right before me?
So we can't hear you, sir.
A written authority.
Answer her now. They're going to stop now.
A written mandate.
No, please speak louder.
Speak louder. We can't
We
hear you,
need to
sir.
hear
Please
you.
speak up.
If you are in security, we want to know who you are
We want
and
to
why
know
you
who
are
you
here.
are. We want to see your...
On whose instruction are you here, sir?
Yeah.
It's okay, I'm asking the questions. I believe I deserve an answer.
You don't have an answer?
Where is the gentleman who stopped us first?
You don't have an answer?
You have no answer.
He said what?
You have no answer?
I don't know. Why is it? Are you not them? Are you?
Why is everybody coming and going? If you
Why
do not
can you
have
not
an
talk
order,
now?
can you allow the senator pass and resume her duties? What is going on? Why is the whole place
Why is
looking
everybody
militarized?
talking like deaf and dumb? People cannot speak loud. He does not have an order.
Please,
he does not have an
can
answer.
we... Please, can we pass, gentlemen? Please.
Chairman.
No,
Don't push me. Don't push me. Don't push me. Don't push me.
us.
we are not pushing.
You are pushing me. You guys should allow us to pass you.
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
You are not answering. You are not talking.
Who
sent you?
Somebody should say
People,
something.
What
you are not
exactly
talking.
is going on?
Tell us.
Look at police. Yesterday, police were protesting on behalf of police. And today you are here again doing an illegitimate job. You cannot be serving the whims and caprices of one man. Senator Akpabio is not the constituted authority. A senator wants to resume her duties, constitutional duties. What exactly are you people doing here? You say you are not under instruction. Can you leave so that she can pass? In a National Assembly of 109 senators, we have just 4 women. One of them is the one going through this persecution.
Gentlemen, gentlemen, you're standing here. You're stopping someone from going in. You call yourself Nigerians.
You can see their faces.
There is shame on your faces because you know indeed that you're doing the wrong thing. But you stand here and you say they gave you orders. Even if they give you orders, afraid to speak. You stand here, you say you're a citizen, and you block the people who want to go in. Sir, look into your life and ask yourself, at this age, is this what you want to do? At this age, is this what you want to be? At this age, is this the Nigeria you want to see? Is this why you go home every day and say to your children that indeed you are building a Nigeria? You are destroying Nigeria. You are destroying the future of your children. And one day you'll be on the streets, you know, as a retired person, begging the state, begging people to come out to protest for you. Yesterday, where are the Nigerian police? The shameless Nigerian police that is always a winning tool of oppression. Yesterday, citizens were protesting on their behalf, and as shameless as ever, they came out to stop them. And you stand here, you're proud of yourself, you're stopping, and you're afraid to even say who is it that said.
The Federal High Court in Kaduna has issued an interim order retraining the Economic and Financial Crime Commission from arresting or harassing Dubai-based Nigerian businessman Alhaji Rabiu Tijani. The order, granted by Justice H. Buhari on July 21st, followed an ex-party motion filed by Tijani's counsel, citing violations of his fundamental right. Tijani was recently declared wanted by the EFCC over an alleged $1.9 million money laundering case involving Ifeanyi Ezeokoli. He has denied the allegations, insisting the transaction was part of a legitimate $77 million currently exchange deal. The case was adjourned to September 18th for further hearing. Bauchi State Governor Bala Muhammad has donated 7 operational vehicles to the state Vigilante and Youth Empowerment Agency to enhance grassroots security. At the handover ceremony held at the Government House on Monday, the governor praised the vigilance and dedications of local security forces, particularly in rural areas like Duguri and Futuk. He noted that the donation followed recommendation by the State Security Committee. Mohammed also revealed plans to deploy drones, technology, and is seeking federal collaboration for address logistic challenges. Commissioner of Police Sani Omori, who received the vehicles, commended the gesture as a boost to security coordination. The presidency has applauded Lafarge African PLC for posting a 133 billion naira profit in the first half of 2025, describing it as evidence of the success of ongoing economic reforms. The company's net sales rose by 70% to 26.9 billion naira, while Q2 profit hit 84 billion naira, a 248% increase year-on-year, driven by stronger sales volume and operational efficiency. Presidential aide Bayo Onanugo linked the performance to the relative naira stability and broader market improvement under President Tinubu's policies. He emphasized that such results reflect a more resilient economy, urging critics to acknowledge the positive impact of recent reform on Nigerian business environment. President Bola Tinubu has called for an African-led energy market, urging the continent to set fair and transparent pricing benchmark that reflects local realities. Speaking ahead of the Global Commodity Insight Conference in Abuja, Tinubu aids Africa must stop being a price taker and instead take ownership of its energy value chain. He emphasized Nigeria's ongoing reform in refining regulations and trade, aimed at fostering regional integration. The president added that Africa must trade on its own terms to secure long-term value. The two-day event brings together regulators, traders, and experts to discuss energy security and market developments. The chairman of Kudan local government area in Kaduna State, Dauda Abba, has proposed making enrollment in the Kaduna State Contributory Health Management Authority mandatory for intending couples and political aspirants, announcing the plans during the launch of KADC HMA's informal sector enrollment campaign. Abba said the initiative aimed to expand access to quality health care and reduce maternal mortality. He plans to issue an executive order for a by-law requirement proof of KADC HMA enrollment before marriage or political participation. The scheme offers annual coverage for 10,650, including antenatal, delivery, and postnatal care, and is part of broader efforts towards universal health coverage in Kaduna. Inspector General of Police Kayode Betakung has told protesting retired officers that removing the police from the contributory pension scheme is beyond his authority. Addressing retirees at the force headquarters in Abuja following a protest over poor pension condition, Betakung assured them that efforts are ongoing to improve their welfare. He revealed recent discussions with the national security advisors and emphasized that alternative solutions are being explored, while not opposed to exciting CPS. He noted the decision requires legislative action. Betakung urged retirees not to be swayed by individuals with hidden agendas and stressed reform within CPS remains. Vice President Kashim Shettima has raised alarm over the critical state of Nigeria's forest, warning that over 90% of the country's original forest cover has been lost, with 400,000 hectares disappearing annually. Speaking at the Nigerian Forest Economic Summit 2025 in Abuja, represented by his Deputy Chief of Staff, Shettima described the situation as an economic emergency. He emphasized the need to harness the forest sector's $2 billion potential for economic inclusion and job creation. Dr. Sadiq Sani, CEO of NetZing, highlighted the role of technology in unlocking forest value through emissions tracking and carbon credit generations. The National Executive Committee of the People's Democratic Party is set to convene between July 23rd and 25th to receive reports of ongoing zoning and preparations for the party's national convention. At the media briefing, PDP National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba said the meeting will also rectify completed congresses across states. He emphasized the party's readiness to unite and mobilize grassroots support ahead of 2027. Ologunagbo criticized the ruling APC, blaming it for Nigerians' current economic hardship, and called on Nigerians to back the PDP, insisting it remains the only viable alternative for national recovery. Former Kaduna North Local Government Chairman Mukhtar Lawal Baloni has resigned from the All Progressive Congress, citing ideological differences and the party's departure from its founding principle. He was joined by key allies, including ex-Vice Chairman Dahiru Maidan, former aides, councillors, and party officials across the local government area. In a statement, Baloni criticized the APC's shift from its original mission to serve ordinary Nigerians, calling for a more principled political alternative. His defense follows that of ex-governor Nasir El-Rufai. The APC, through its Kaduna spokesperson, attributed the exit to personal choices, not party failure. Farmers in Taraba State are shifting from maize and rice to cash crops like sesame and melon due to plummeting grain prices and soaring input costs. Many say maize, now selling below 30,000 naira per 100 kg bag, can no longer cover production expenses, including fertilizer, labor, and tractor services. Some, like Sule Dauda, report higher earnings from sesame and melon, prompting increased cultivation. Local leaders warn that the trend will threaten national food security. The chief of Mutumbiu called on government intervention, citing input cost and farm infestations. Farmers urge support to sustain food crop production in the state. Let's take a brief commercial break. We'll be back with more exciting updates on Super Media Television. Please don't go away.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast, and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way.
Welcome back. Coming up next now, the international business, sport, and entertainment news. On international news, United States has once again withdrawn from UNESCO, citing the UN agency's alleged anti-Israel bias and promotions of decisive globalist agendas. The decisions announced Tuesday by State Department spokeswoman Tammy Bruce marks the second time the U.S. has exceeded the organization under former President Donald Trump's leadership. Bruce criticized UNESCO for admitting Palestine as a member state, which she said contradict U.S. policy and fuel anti-Israel sentiment. She also accused the agency of prioritizing sustainability goals and ideological causes over its core mission. The U.S. had previously rejoined UNESCO under President Joe Biden after Trump's first withdrawal in 2017. Business news. Chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, he says Nigeria now spends less than 50% of its revenue on debt servicing, down from nearly 97% before the current economic reforms. Speaking at Price Waterhouse Coopers Executive Summit in Lagos, theme, the new tax era, what Nigeria's tax reform means to individuals and businesses. He noted that the country's external reserve have risen for above 20 billion United States dollars. The budget deficit is shrinking and infrastructure spending has increased. Oyedele warned that without reform, Nigeria could have faced economic collapse similar to Zimbabwe or Venezuela. He added that petrol subsidies were unsustainable and contributed to fiscal instability. According to him, only 3% of informal sector operators can afford to pay taxes, and the new tax law exempts the bottom 97% from tax obligations. The law also targets tax evasion and ensure fair taxations of foreign enrolled entities operating in Nigeria. Officials from Price Waterhouse Coopers emphasized collaborations among stakeholders to ensure the success of reforms. The new tax law takes effect on January 1st, 2026. On entertainment news, veteran Nigerian singer Daddy Shoki has revealed that Grammy Awards winning artist Wizkid introduced him to Instagram. Speaking during a video call with producer Malik Berry, Shoki called how a visit to Wizkid's home years ago led to the discovery of the social media platform. After noticing he was trending from a post Wizkid made about him, the singer said Wizkid helped him set up an account and explain how it works. He also credited artist Casey for later teaching him how to navigate the app effectively. Shoki expressed gratitude to both musicians for helping him reach a wider audience. On sport news, veteran Super Falcon defender Onome Ebi has endorsed Alhe Plumtree as the ideal successor of her number 5 JC, praising her discipline, consistency, and leadership. Ebi, the first African footballer to appear in 6 Federation International de Football Association World Cup, expressed her admirations on social media, noting that Plumtree shares her birthday and embodies similar values. Plumtree, named in the Confederations of African Football team of the group stage, has played a key role in Nigeria's solid defense at the 2025 Women's African Cup of Nations, including a 5-0 win over Zambia. She acknowledged Ebi's legacy and credited fellow defendants Osinachi Ohale and Toshin Demehim for their leadership and goals in the quarter-finals. Nigeria faces South Africa in the semi-finals in Casablanca. And that's a wrap on the news tonight. Here's a quick recap of our top stories. Gombe State has commenced payments of long overdue benefits to local government retirees alongside the inaugurations of new heads for various government agencies. In security, police in Kaduna State apprehended a 59-year-old man for impersonating high-ranking government and security officials across the country. On the economic front, the Dangote refinery has exported 1 million tons of petrol within 50 days and is eyeing the top spot in urea exports across Africa. Internationally, the United States has once again withdrawn from UNESCO, citing the agency's alleged anti-Israel bias and globalist leanings. In business, Nigeria's debt servicing now accounts for less than half of its revenue, within foreign reserve exceeding $20 billion, according to Fiscal Reform Chairman Taiwo Oyedele. In entertainment, veteran singer Daddy Shoki revealed that Grammy winner Wizkid introduced him to Instagram. And in sport, Super Falcon legend Onome Ebi has endorsed Achelle Plumpree as her jersey number 5 successor, applauding her strong leadership and defensive prowess. Stay tuned for more engaging programs and updates. I'm Bridget James. Thank you for watching and have a pleasant evening.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing SuperCab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the SuperCab app today. SuperCab, your ride, your way.